Hello, it's Maryon, and I wanted to come on and talk to you today and talk a bit more about, give you some feedback about what's going on at my end, but also talk about some things that I've been thinking about, because as well as this being a place for you to come and share your horror stories and be there for each other, it's been an amazing learning curve for me too the last 8 or so weeks, because I really obviously knew that lots of women were suffering because I've been helping women for so many years, but to see the extent to which you're suffering, and also the fact that so many of you don't seem to realize that what you've been suffering for the last however many months or years was associated with perimenopause or the menopause. And I think the thing that's probably surprised me the most is that there are so many women in their 40s who have gone into an early menopause or perimenopause without really understanding anything about it, or just and being completely taken by surprise. I think that's the key thing, because if you know that you're about to face a challenge in life, you can prepare for it. But if you have absolutely no clue and your hormones start behaving so badly that they are really controlling you rather than you being in the driving seat anymore, it can be incredibly scary. And I think what's even more frightening is if you don't understand what's going on, you don't even know that there's a solution to it. And I think that's another thing that is just beyond my comprehension, really, that so many people, thousands of women, in fact probably millions of women around the world, are going through this horrendous nightmare, not knowing that it really is menopause, or if they do know it's menopause, they don't know how to deal with it. And very often their doctors don't have much advice, apart from maybe to take some hormones. Some doctors will prescribe hormones for a certain amount of time, others don't prescribe it, and the only other thing they really have on offer is antidepressants or a few other drugs that might help with flushes, but there's nothing very workable. And it's just insane that we're in this situation. It's beyond my comprehension, really, that how we even got here, when you think about women being at least half the population, and the fact that we're living so much longer than we've lived before. So now 50 or 40 something is just maybe halfway house for people. How are you going to get through this? I mean, how do women get through this? And the symptoms don't go away overnight necessarily. I mean, they reckon about a third, or about a quarter of women probably don't suffer with any symptoms at the time of the menopause. I've only ever met one. But the fact is that people get awful symptoms that are completely debilitating and sometimes prevent them from leaving the house. They certainly prevent them from having optimum relationships or even interacting on a verbal basis with anyone at home, struggling at work, and with self-esteem in the dustbin, because you just feel so bad, you don't recognize yourself, and you've got all these extra maybe pounds that you're carrying, aching joints, not able to sleep at night, vaginal dryness, panic attacks and palpitations, feeling maybe depressed, moody. I mean, it's just, the list goes on. How even do you imagine that that could all be one syndrome? But then you've also got the fact that there are some underlying things that could happen to you. So, for example, sometimes people get high blood pressure. Well, actually, on our program, that very often comes down. But it does obviously require you to be checked out by your doctor. There are other things that can happen. Your thyroid can malfunction, and various other ailments that need to be sorted and assessed. So I think that if you have alarming symptoms, then my advice would be that your first port of call should be your doctor, so that you can get a proper assessment, you can get any tests that you need, and then you can eliminate any sinister underlying causes. Once you've done that, and you know that there's nothing, or you're on medication for something and it's being stabilized, whether it happens to be your cholesterol, your blood pressure, or whatever, then you can choose the natural approach, because actually on the program, as I said, it helps to reduce blood pressure very often, but certainly the research shows that the methods we use also can lower your cholesterol and can help with aching joints, can help to revive your libido, can help you get more energy, and it actually is possible for you to get better. So I think that I'm finding it hard to understand how all this suffering, how women are just accepting this suffering somehow, and how they're not demanding a solution. But then I suppose if the medical profession don't have that solution at their fingertips for the most part, then it's just tricky, really, really tricky. You must be wondering, because you go online and you find all sorts of different information and all sorts of different people that make all sorts of claims. You must be wondering, am I real? You know, do I really know what I'm talking about? And do I really, have I really helped lots of people to get well again? You can go and have a look on Google, you can go and have a look on YouTube. There's lots of stuff out there about me and the work I've done. I just happen to be very passionate about helping people. That's been the case for most of my working life, and I've been really lucky to be in a position where I could help people, and I could take what science shows works and put that to good use in a clinical setting. So I've got to the stage in my life where do you know, when you get a bit older, you don't really care, do you? You don't care what people think about you so much anymore. And you don't have to particularly please people or worry if you're going to offend people. I figure I've got a good few years left in me yet to work and help people. And I just feel that this is an area that can't be allowed to continue. You know, women must know what's going on in their body. They must know how to meet their needs. They must know that they can get better. They must know that they can get through this and enjoy their lives afterwards and have loving relationships and enjoy them in their mature years. They can have, you know, be grandparents and have the energy to play with their grandchildren. They can go to work and really excel in the workplace. They can have new hobbies and absolutely enjoy what they're doing. And, you know, there's so much life to be lived if you feel well. And so I think that there's a process going on here. It's like me getting to know you and your suffering, and you getting to know me and the methods that were pioneered at the Natural Health Advisory Service that really do stand the test of time and have been shown to help over 90% of women become symptom-free within 5 months. And I think it is a tried and trusted method. There aren't any adverse side effects. You can mix and match whether you want to do more diet, take more supplements, how you want to incorporate the lifestyle changes. But my goal is to make Midlife Switch a really wonderful place for you so that you can tap in to the knowledge and get as much information as you possibly can so that you can overcome these symptoms. So keep your questions coming. I can't possibly answer all of them every day. As you can imagine, I'm getting a lot of questions, and in the group and out of the group. But I'm trying the best I can, and I'm going to be providing another webinar. We're just about to do the date for that. I think it's probably going to be next Tuesday evening, 8 o'clock, because that's the time they've said that they can make. So there'll be some more opportunities to come and get your questions answered. And then we're looking at what we can do to make this more accessible to more people, and how more of you can get the information you need to get your symptoms under control. So just keep on supporting each other, because I love to see that. And in the back room, we're trying to work out how to make this an even better place for you, and how to bring relief and end your suffering so that you can reclaim your well-being and go on and enjoy your life in great health. So that's the goal. So I'll be back very soon, and I've got something I'd like you to do for me as well. There's a survey coming, because we're trying to look at the hidden cost of menopause. So that's not just the amount of money you spend on things like supplements and prescriptions and clothes, because you grow out of your other ones, but also the hidden costs of how the symptoms dent relationships and self-esteem and that kind of thing. So when the survey is posted, if you could let me have that back, and that will be helpful, because I think it will be really interesting. I don't think anybody's ever looked at that area before. But I think somehow we've got to raise attention for this group of women who are going through hell, and somehow we've got to get people to understand, the medical authorities to understand, that they've got to provide better solutions for women. And I think the way to do it is, first of all, we have to quantify the suffering. So that's where I'm kind of going on that one. So I'll be back soon, and keep you posted, and look out for that survey in the meantime. Okay, bye-bye.